So Paul, now that you did all your training and you get all excited about it, how have you found the travel industry so far?
Well, can I parse this up into pre-COVID and
Yes,
COVID?
please. Yes.
Because I think it's a little different story depending on.
It definitely is a different story.
I'll tell you something that I was really impressed. I'm really impressed with the industry, and I'll say that the professionalism, the just the customer service attitudes of everybody I've worked with, just the willingness to help is fantastic. All of my career I've been a service provider, but it's been competitive. And what's interesting is it's not competitive in the travel industry. It's kind of neat because, you mentioned earlier we went to the Virtuoso event, and I was just blown away with the speed dating thing that we did there. And for those of you who are wondering what I mean by that is I think we saw 60 vendors in 2 half-day sessions, and it was 6 minutes a vendor, and we went through and just plowed through what they were talking about and I was blown away. It's a pretty cool industry, and like I said, my business that I'm coming from, IT, is very competitive, and this is not. Like the people we met, they're here to help.
Yeah.
Other agents at TPI, if you need them, they're here to help. Right?
That's what I have found with TPI. They're just so willing to. We help each other.
Yeah. I mean, there's the three of us. We're a mighty team, but the power of being just the information that's available, and even the switching into a bit of the COVID stuff. I mean, I didn't have the client cancellations to do that you did, and all of the management of all the portfolio that you did, which, man, you guys managed that incredibly. But the support that TPI gave us, through that,
absolutely.
and the twice daily video calls, and just trying to feed information like that. Our internal Facebook page is just a wealth of knowledge. You have a question, people are ready to answer. So from a career switch perspective, it's been pretty impressive that's there. I mean, what we're dealing with now is unfortunate. We'll get past it, and I know Lisa has other questions for us that'll talk about that, but I've been pretty pleased with it. It's been a very positive experience so far.
That's great.
So on that note then, this for both of you, where do you see the future of travel, and how do you think it's changed because of COVID? So we're talking in a year, 5 years, 10 years, where do you see us going?
I think travel will come back. I think when 9/11 happened, all of a sudden there was a lot more security check, and it changed a lot, and we adjusted. And now we will, when the time is right, we will adjust again. There'll be more precautions. I think it'll be the safest time to travel will be when it starts, because then everybody's so concerned to make sure they meet all the criteria. And I think people will be wanting to deal with an agent, I think, because they know they have the protection if something happens. And I see it as a good thing coming.
Yeah, I would agree. I think people are stir crazy right now, and they want to get out, but I think that they're cautious. They're going to be cautious to see. I mean, we just what was it, 2 weeks ago, we talked to Allianz and Susan Lawson, and she was great in explaining things. And I think from our professional conscience, if you will, is that we need to get some things sorted out before we start recommending traveling abroad and those kinds of things. And obviously the travel bans have to be lifted, and there's a lot of things that have to happen before we can do that. So I think I have no doubt that it's gonna come back. I think what I'm looking forward to seeing is, I think we're going to see a resurgence of local travel in the beginning, and I think people will explore Canada. And if they're adventuresome and want to get into, I'm going to be apolitical when I say this, if you want to go adventuresome and be going down to the States, right? People are going to want to stay close initially. I think corporate travel has changed forever.
Yes.
So I don't know what that's going to translate into. And that's the 1 to 2 year kind of horizon. I think the economy is going to, it's a lot of it's going to have to do with the economy. But we posted the video about WestJet. Air Canada has a similar one. Like, they are gearing up to make sure people are as safe as they possibly can. And with cleaning their planes and the protocols that are there, it's going to be an important thing for everybody, including hotels and everybody else, as we look at restarting travel, to make sure that we're looking after those protocols to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, so that you guys are safe. I think that's important. I mean, I don't know what 5 to 10 years looks like, Lisa. At the end of the day, does travel change forever? Maybe. What's the cruise line industry going to be like? They've got a very interesting hill to climb because of, in some cases, bad press. But 2 boats that had a problem has sunk, it really critically impacted their whole industry. And so I think you'll see small ship cruising be popular. Companies like Windstar, like the river cruises,
like Regent.
Yeah. I think we have Regent's got their 700 passengers. I think you'll start with the Windstars and the river cruises and the smaller ships that are 300 or less. People will start to do that. They better have balconies, otherwise people aren't going to be too interested in that. So the industry is going to change a lot, I think, in general, and. It's going to be interesting to watch, but people do want to travel. I don't think people are going to stop traveling. They're going to think a little bit differently and be cautious initially, and it'll return.
So for both of you, post-COVID, where is for each of you? Where is your focus with Team TBC, as we like to call it, Team Travel by Coco? Where's the focus? Coco, you go first.
I think concentrate on close to home sightseeing, close to home areas. And many times you go away and you don't see your own country. So now it's our chance to explore our own country and find all the beauties that are here. And I think for now, until people are ready and comfortable to go away, and because at the end of the day, the priority is that our people are happy and are safe.
Yeah.
And by your people, you mean your clients?
My clients, yes. My clients, my friends, my kids, as I call them, that they are safe and that they enjoy their time. So when the time is right, it will happen.
Yeah. I think you asked about my focus. I think my focus, I don't think, has changed in terms of my general approach. And that is consistent with the way I like to travel, and that is everything involves food, wine, and nice accommodations. Doesn't have to be stupidly priced, but unique experiences. That's really what I'm focused on. And outside of COVID, my area of expertise right now is Europe. I've done a lot of European travel, and I want to do more and want to explore other areas of the world. But that's kind of where, getting into the industry, that's where I'm going to start, right? And my second specialty is probably the Caribbean, because we're there every year and we're exploring things. And yes, we're going to go to Mexico, Coco, at some point.
It's happening.
It's happening. It's happening. And there is an inside joke for all of you out there. So, but I think that I agree with you. I think it's going to start local, and I consider myself a very fortunate Canadian from the perspective of when I was 11 years old. I did a 9-week cross-country camping trip.
Oh, wow.
So I have not seen the territories. So anybody who wants to go to the territories, I'm happy to put a journey together there. But I've been to every province multiple times, and it's a beautiful country that we have to explore. So I think I can stay consistent to what I'm trying to accomplish around unique experiences, fine dining and wine and those kinds of things, and really kind of hit that in the Canadian. It's easy to hit that in Canada. So
Yes.
I think that's a good place to start for sure.
Okay. And last question for both of you. When travel bans are lifted, where is the first place you're going, and who are you going with, Coco?
Well, if everything is okay, I will go with one of my groups. I'll take my group and go to Europe with Regent on a small ship. We'll do our cruise that we had to cancel this year, but hopefully we'll be able to do it next year.
And Paul?
Well, staying with the local theme we just talked about, I'm dying to get out to Newfoundland. And my wife will definitely be, well, I should be careful, depending on the timing. She may be back at school. But I have a growing list of folks that want to come with me. So I have some friends in Newfoundland that are more than happy to help find those unique experiences that are kind of off the beaten track, and so that's something that's already being put together unofficially. But as soon as we get the ability to travel and start being able to book hotels and those kinds of things, then that'll start to manifest itself. So
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Say bye.
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 Thanks, everybody.